Okay, hi everyone. Today we're going to talk about juggling. So we're skill building in class. To do this, you're going to need a few juggling balls or any three objects that are the same size. So if you don't have anything, you don't want to juggle fruit, which I wouldn't recommend. Tennis balls is what I'm using, but I'm using it so you can follow them really easily. You can use a pair of rolled up socks, a few pairs of rolled up socks. That's what you're going to need for us to juggle. And to start off with, we're only going to use one ball. Or one, whatever you have. So when we're juggling, there's a few important things to keep in mind, and we're going to talk through them as I add things in. The first one is you just need to practice passing the ball from one hand to the other. The most important thing about when you're passing balls, especially when you're starting off, is that it passes by in front of your face. And this isn't so that you can watch it go up and down, it's just so that you can actually use your peripheral vision more effectively. So even though I'm talking to you, I'm passing it back and forth between my hands. And you're going to want to practice that about 10 times to make sure that you can juggle effectively. So again, not looking at it, passing it between one hand to the other, side to side 10 times. You can pause the video, practice that, and once you've done that, come back and keep watching. Okay, so now you've passed a ball from one side to the next. That's easy enough, easier said than done though, I'm sure. I'm sure we dropped it a few times. That's okay. Whenever you drop a juggling ball, just pick it back up and start over again. Or in my case, a tennis ball, try to catch it because it's bouncing all over the place. When you're passing from one side to the other, there's a really important thing to keep in mind. Is it's always passing in front of your face, but we're not juggling like this in front of us. So we're not throwing it and trying to catch it towards us. Because what's going to end up happening is you're going to chase it or you're going to back away from it. When we're juggling, we actually want to juggle this way. So if I'm actually juggling, it should stay within kind of a lane. So when I'm going from one side to the other, it should sort of seem like it's on the same plane. In front of me, it looks like I'm going from side to side, which is exactly what I'm doing. Before you start doing this though, I want you to just practice throwing the ball up and catching it, and throwing the ball up and catching it, and do that 10 times. So this is 1, okay? And you're passing it from left to right, or sorry, from left to right and right to left, and then do the same thing on the other side. So 10 times like this, without watching it, and then 10 times like this. And again, this is just getting you used to passing the ball back and forth while you have a ball in your hand, either from a holding the ball position or into a holding the ball position. And just so that that's clear for all of you, I have one that I'm palming with my hand, and the other 3 fingers are catching the other ball. And once that ball's gone, when I go to throw it, I can either load it into that bottom or just go from where I have it and throw it. It doesn't really matter, whatever's more comfortable for you. So, I've practiced doing it 10 times like this, I've practiced it doing 10 times like this. Now I should be ready to practice throwing it under. Now this is that moment that all jugglers start to anticipate and they get really excited. They go, wait a second, that seems like very stressful. Well, fortunately, these balls are either bouncy or they're just going to drop straight to the ground, so don't worry about it. So what you're looking for, a little bit of science here, is that parabola. When you throw a ball from side to side, it forms what's called a parabola, so it's kind of an arc. And when you throw that, the parabola reaches its maximum potential energy at the very top of the parabola, which means that for a moment the ball is just kind of like frozen in mid-space, just for like a millisecond. That's when you want to throw the other ball underneath it. You're not trying to throw it to the same spot, because if you do that, it's going to collide. What you're trying to do is throw it underneath that ball. So you're not bringing it this way, you're bringing it up like that. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, catch, catch. And it's going to have a rhythm to it, and that's a really important part of when you're juggling. Try to have your juggling balls match a rhythm. So if you're going throw, throw, catch, catch, throw, throw, catch, catch, that's the rhythm that you should have. So after you've practiced going side to side, okay, 10 times, pause the video and do that. Come back and practice throw, throw, catch, catch, throw, throw, catch, catch. And again, your peripheral vision is catching this. I'm not following these balls. Immediately becomes really difficult to do. So throw, throw, catch, catch, pause the video, and then come back. So the last part of 3-ball juggling is the 3rd ball, of course. This just takes the pattern you just did with 2-ball juggling and adds a third ball to repeat the pattern. It just resets it. So for some of us, it might be easy to think of it like this. You're just going to throw a phantom ball. Throw, 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 catch, 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 right? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is that catching? So the throw, throw, catch, catch just starts to look like this. Throw, 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 and the catching becomes automatic. Okay? And again, we're aiming to have them all reach the same height or similar. And the reason that we keep our eyes forward is that our hands track where they're going and they're going to catch them themselves. So that's the really, really simple version of juggling, 3-ball juggling. Again, start with 1, really get used to letting your hands do the work. Do not get into the rhythm, the pattern of throwing it and following it. If you do that, it's going to be really hard to juggle. Do not get into the pattern of juggling it this way. Again, your depth perception is working very hard. Your eyes have to track where those balls are. Whereas if you do it this way, 2 dimensions, your eyes don't have to do the work. Your peripheral vision can do the work this way. So again, there's a hallway here that I'm throwing inside of. I'm not throwing too far in and out of that hallway. So once you have those are 3-ball juggling. You should be able to practice that. Don't get frustrated. I mean, if you get frustrated, that's fine, but know that for some people, they can figure this out in an hour. For me, I juggled for about 2 weeks straight before I really found my rhythm. And even now, I need to refresh myself when I start juggling. So with that, 3-ball juggling, enjoy, and let's see how far you make it. Again, reminder, you do not need to have juggling balls to do this. Fruit, tennis balls, rolled up socks, whatever. Just ideally, they are different weights to make it really easy for you to not have to worry about matching weights. And there goes another juggling ball. Okay, have fun, everyone.